All right. I don't know what's going on, having some sort of internet issue. So hopefully this will work okay. I'm streaming using my phone as a hotspot. I don't know what's going on with and I just went long Comcast. That's funny. Maybe that should be a sign. For those of you that are joining back in, I did have an internet issue. I don't know what's going on. I'm currently streaming using my phone as a hotspot. So hopefully the service is pretty good. So it seems to be fast enough. All right, let's see if my charts are actually refreshing now. Yeah, they are. Good. That was scary. I went through about 10 minutes where I couldn't see anything. Couldn't see what was going on. Charts weren't refreshing. Everything was just stuck. It's like driving blind. So yeah, Netflix is still stuck in that channel. And M-Trend, if you're listening, I am working on it. I'm trying to get you sorted out. Hey, Jenny B, are you around? Yo, what's up? I just had I just had everything cut out in my stream because after I went long in Comcast with Pete, my internet shut down. I'm like, should I take that as a sign? Yeah, it was literally I don't know what's going on. It's back up now, but it was like it dropped for like 10 minutes and I was trying to stream from my phone. But it seems to be working now. But yeah, Jenny B, if you're around, test, 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 test. Cool, Jenny. Can you check your DM real quick? I need your help with something. Thank you. I appreciate it. When you get a minute. see. Mythical, I'm pumped. I got 187.50 puts for McDonald's this morning at 80 cents each. And will I look at it? I know it took a hit on that news, but yeah, give me just a second and we can look at it. The put contract went from 80 cents to now $1.50. Nice. Give me just a second. I'm going to trim some Facebook off here that I got in earlier. It's green and I don't know what Facebook's going to do, so all right. Truther, I think I saw that they were expecting a $4 move or something. I'm not playing it. I don't usually play earnings, play after, but let's look. ANET 192, nice. I mean, obviously this thing has already taken a pretty big hit. I haven't heard anything on this news that, I know the CEO is gone. And then somebody that sounded like they were in HR, this chief people officer left. I don't know. Man, I personally, I would be thinking that, okay, somewhere in here, there's a bounce. Where are we at? 187.71. I mean, I'm not chasing this drop myself, but investors are really mad about both. Yeah. Let's look at the weekly and see where we're at. So this area previously was resistance back in November last year and December and rejected. So I would expect there to potentially be some support there. And we have pulled back just through R1 here on the weekly. But, it's this area. There's bound to be some support in here in this area. Not to say that it won't get through it, and not to say you couldn't get a couple bucks out of it. I don't know. I just, it's kind of right at this area on the weekly where I would expect to see some support. Up to you what you do, as always. But, I mean, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks there. So given that it's already made this move down and it's, sitting right in this area that it's probably going to chop around or find some support. All the meat might already be off that bone. I don't know. But if it wasn't for the news, I would be looking in this area, potential reversal with confirmation. But so PCG took that big drop on I don't know what and has recovered quite a bit of it back already. Not that I care much about PCG. BG. Should I stay or should I go now? D611. Let's see. Thoughts on a $32 call and a $31.50 $1.50 put because of the expected move, Mythical. You're going to lose on one, but given that they're anticipating a $4 move, you can try to straddle the price. If they're cheap enough and you get, a move that's bigger than what's priced in, that's basically saying, I don't care which way it goes. I'm just going for volatility. Thank you. Still in it for now. I'm kind of bored hearing my own voice. It feels like I'm just talking to myself all day. But yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. We did get into that BG on Friday when the alert came out. That was a black box alert. There's some drops coming in here. Let's go look at UVXY is climbing, SPY is dropping, but it's tried to break down a few times and gets pushed back up. So let's see what happens if we get any continuation either direction. That drop on Facebook. Facebook, Microsoft, Amazon all drop in a little bit, pulling back. Apple has not joined that party yet. Go check on my AbbVie, see what it's doing. Looks like it's pulling back under 83 now. And I'm glad I got out of those, scaled out of most of those Facebooks. So I didn't get hit by that drop. How's our XOM? Still looking okay? Yeah, XOM bounced right off that 200 twice. Now we need this 7186. Netflix at kind of a scary spot here for the day anyway. Let's go look at Apple real quick. I just want to see, look at the move. Yeah, Apple does not care that everything else is dipping. It's not participating at the moment. R2 right around 250, 782, which is high a day. Facebook trying to bounce right here where it bounced, where it found support previously. We'll see what happens with it. If we need SPY to hold, there's a little pullback on Apple. Delayed response. Netflix did break down below that support a little bit. Wonder if it's going to get any continuation through, now that it's through that area of support, or if it just got a little extra steam because everything was kind of taking a little drop. Let's go price these. What are we at? 293. The 290s are $3. And that is just slow. I mean, it doesn't look like any sort of conviction or let's see what it does here. If we get, so it rejected that same level that it was using as support, Comcast breaking to the downside. Those are way out to March, but I'll go take a look. Maybe it's because of my internet outage, because I just announced that to everybody that my internet dropped. I don't think that has anything to do with it, but you know, all of my 17 concurrent viewers right now. Yeah. Who was talking about the potential retests on Netflix of VWAP? You might get it. I might try this just right. I got a Netflix 290. Time is it? Oh, it's already 10 after 1. If this doesn't continue pretty quick, I'll cut it just because I'm not planning on swinging this. But I guess it depends. Let's see what's happening. So SPY is continuing down at the moment. I mean, given that gap up this morning, I doubt I'm going to swing. Right now it's rejecting this ADMA. So I'm looking at that and this 293.69 as potential areas. Yeah, Sarah. Agreed. But it wasn't a ton yet. You know, if I wanted to swing something, you know, Facebook's right at this level of support. It could continue down if SPY continues down. I'm not taking the risk, but Rift, welcome. Thanks for the follow. And SPY still kind of drifting down here. Let's go take a look at, we got an alert on Momo. What is Momo? Chinese Facebook. Okay. Thanks, Sarah. All right, Netflix, what are you going to do? So SPY getting a little bounce here. Along with the Qs. Just flat. I mean, this 1830 on UVXY down to 1817. Just been in this channel. Choppy, choppy. Yeah. All right, Netflix. I'm watching you. You better stand to that 239.69. May go test that 34. I'm excited. I will have somebody on here with me tomorrow. That will be fun. You'll have to be here to see who it is. It's going to join me on the live stream. And if anybody can guess who it is, I might tell you, but probably not. You probably just have to be here tomorrow to see. All right, BG. Those contracts are still up 60%. Let's look at this here. I'll use 56, the whole number, as my stop. Pete? No, Sarah, not Pete. It's not Pete. All right. Charlie? Maybe. Whaler 9? Maybe. Yeah, I don't like that. I do not like that. Tree Loss says Charlie as well. Yeah, this did not continue. Sarah, yes, he was. Yes, he was. But that's because he knows all about it. I mean, I've been talking to him about this, doing this for a while. All right, now we're above the 34. Well, you say Namish? Maybe. Could be Namish. It's not Pete, Bobby. I'll tell you that. Yeah, they're showing in Discord. We haven't had a price alert, like a price spike alert in Black Box in like 5 hours or something, which is rare. Sarah, yeah, it does. It feels like more of, the end of last week's action. I thought we were going to get some volume and some movement this morning. We did this morning for a little while, but this choppiness back and forth, just not a ton of fun. Yep. Yep, they just eat that premium. Master Tomasito, looking at your question in Discord, if you're still here and listening, use Thinkorswim if you want a number that you can, rely on, I guess. But if you just want a quick number, he asked, does anyone know how to check average volume? There is a channel, and I'm actually going to call you out on this or get your attention to it. There's a channel in the Discord server called Stockbot, and you can get the average volume there. Gives you the 10-day average volume. Gives you the 10-day and the 30-day. All right, back under the ADMA. Let's see if we get any. I mean, nothing is continuing the direction it starts. There we go. There's a nice candle down. Give us another one. A bigger one. This time, though. Now we need like 2 more of those. There we go. And Sarah, I don't care about your spelling. That's not what we're here for. We don't have to correct spelling or punctuation. You can punctuate however the hell you want. I don't care. Disca. Might have to go take a look at Disca. See what's going on there. Yeah. Spency, I don't have any idea. Couldn't tell you. I don't know. I can tell you. Hold on. I can tell you what I have this. I have a paid subscription to Stocks Earning, and sometimes it gives you some decent information, useful information. Let's see. Predicted move on the first day 3%, on the 7th day 4%. Share price was down 26 out of the last 39 quarters, so 66% probability for share price to go down following the ER. But yeah, I don't have any idea as to how they will report. It's 1:30. 1:32 my time, Mountain Time. So we got 28 minutes left. Yeah, Spency, it's another slow day. Since I'm not swinging this, I'm barely green on Netflix. If it pops above this ADMA, then I'll get out just because I am not looking to hold it overnight. Just no continuation. I mean, it broke down a little bit here like we wanted. I might, if we had more time in the day, give it some more time. but this was not a swing for me. All right, I'm out. Barely green. But I think it could come up here and reject 34 again. You know, may get a little more, but it's just moving so slow. Nice pop on BG. So when is their earnings? Couple days, 3 days. Wednesday? Disco versus Netflix. Which stock is the better value option? That was a headline from this morning. Naturally, given that they have earnings coming up. I mean, if I had to take a guess, I would say that they'll do well, but it would be a guess. I don't really know. So NVIDIA reports this month. In the last couple ERs, Q1 they ran into ER, but then dove into ER in May. Pretty flat, leading into a little drop, leading into ER in August. And NVIDIA looks good today. Up $7. Didn't really participate in that in the bigger pullbacks. And has stayed above this 34. For anybody on the stream, if you haven't already, if you didn't see the message this morning, if you have Amazon Prime, you get Twitch Prime for free. If you have Twitch Prime, you can subscribe to me for free, and Twitch gives me a kickback. So, I'd appreciate it if you did that. Since it costs you nothing, that would be cool. A couple people did it here today. And RAI 123, that's where you're at on WBA. Area that has been, this is on a weekly chart, and this area has been tested as resistance a few times and held, bounced from that level. Broke through it here back in April. and now is approaching that level. That 59.87 is where it pushed back. You know, you had the wick above, high a day $60, but that's where you're at on the chart longer term. So it's a pretty key area. That's 63.47. Also hit multiple times. Infected toenail, you have to link the two accounts. So I can actually, because I posted this link this morning. You got to go to, I think it's twitch.amazon.com. Yeah, twitch.amazon.com. And that is where you go to link your accounts. And then once you link them, then you'll have if you're watching me on Twitch, you are? Oh. Actually, it says that you have Twitch Prime. You have the little Twitch Prime icon. I think everyone else in here that has the Twitch icon, the Twitch Prime icon, has already subscribed. Oh, infected toenail, are you on mobile device? If so, that's why. You got to do it from PC or from desktop. I at least I tried with a friend of mine's iPhone over the weekend, and it said that I had to do it from, like, I went and read, why am I not seeing this? And it said you had to do it from a desktop. Yeah, that's why. No, thank you. Thanks for asking. If you can work it out, that's awesome. I appreciate it. Let's go look at, I'm going to go look at the flow on WBA. See if there's any flow on it. So there was a steady bullish expiring December 13th. I'm going to guess that catches ER. Above average volume today. And there's your three sweeps. Buying the 61s. A lot of bullish flow, for sure. So somebody thinks this ER is going to be good, potentially. Let let's see, when is ER? ER is 23rd December. Those don't even catch 23rd. And they're buying, well, I see a mix of dates. But most of these that I see, most of the flow that I see does not catch ER. There was some out to January, but a lot of like December 13th, December 6th, December 20th. So are they just playing a run up into ER? What it looks like. He says the spreads are crazy. Used to play WBA quite a bit. Birthday is December 7th. Sweet. Let me go look at those. I have not looked at WBA. I haven't looked at the contracts. Another roulette bearish on Comcast. CSA. He's also out to March. So, Rye, what are you looking at those? Like, what expiration? What are you looking at? Because the spreads don't look too bad on the strikes and expirations that have volume on them. You know, stick to the ones that have the volume on them, and the spreads aren't too bad. All right, 10 minutes to 1 o'clock. And I will be back in 60 seconds. You were looking at the December 20th 6250s and then the weeklies. And you're wondering if I thought they were behaving weird, the contracts. December 20th 6250s. Yeah, I mean, right now the spread's only 9 cents. Gotcha. Yeah, I haven't been keeping an eye on it, watching it, so I'm not sure. But when sweeps come in, if there was sweeps coming in on December 20th and they're buying, they exceed the open interest, you can see those spreads do some funny things. So with 7 minutes left, I'm going to set an alert on this one. Just remind me if it keeps climbing tomorrow, I'll go take a look at it. Right, yeah, no worries. Netflix still has not, still rejecting the 34 here. Everything's just... Microsoft pulling back a little bit. Roulette bullish on PayPal. Lines at 258. Not much action on it today, but so they're buying. There was a roulette bullish on PayPal. And they bought. Hey, where'd that go? They bought the PayPal 102s this week for 154. That ain't bad. Not much premium on those. Obviously, PayPal drop in. That may have been. Let's go look. Two sweeps, not huge. 102s and the 104s. They hit them both. And they are buying those into a lot of weakness. at least today. A lot of times those work out. But it is a roulette, so you know what that means. It's a gamble. 153. Disco we saw, it was a while ago. There was they were buying the shit out of calls in Disca, and I think most of them are either still red or went red for a long time. I'm guessing they're still red. And we're closed. Another slow day. Our BG and XOM did well for us. BABA pretty much flat. Oh man, look at that Netflix drop after hours. I guess that wasn't much. I just had this feeling like, it's going to test 34, but I wasn't willing to swing it, so. I'm going to add Disca, though, to the watch list. Pay attention to that tomorrow. Take a look at the black box. Has an after hours post-market scan, and we can see what's moving. Is Uber out yet? a minute.
Revenue 30.6 million on a consensus of 28.05 million. So a beat on revs, miss on EPS. MDRX narrows FY19 adjusted EPS 65 to 70 cents. Consensus is 68. So a tiny guide above it. Allscripts sees Q4 revenue 460 to 470.
Now they must be out.
Of 462.74 million.
I haven't seen. Oh, there you go.
Uber's all over the place.
I don't have any
The
numbers
news.
yet.
Uber announces results for third quarter.
Damn, Uber is all over.
Gross bookings grew
NSTG
3.7 billion
narrows
year over year to
FY19 revenue
16.5, representing 29%
100 to
year-over-year
103
growth.
million, from 98
Revenue growth
to 103
accelerated to
million.
30% year-over-year from 14%
Okay,
second
Uber is
quarter
not happy
2019.
now. So the numbers are out.
What
I'm just
is
waiting
in
for them.
this? Teresa, those numbers showed up for me in the fly and black box.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Go over here. I actually have them. I'm actually on the fly side. News. Ring Central reports Q3 adjusted EPS 18 cents. Revenue 233 million versus consensus of 221.33 million. So a beat on EPS and a beat on revs for RNG. Shake Shack reports Q3 EPS of 26 cents on a consensus of 20 cents. Q3 revenue 157.8 million on a consensus of 157.83.
Right,
so they beat on EPS and missed on revs for Shake Shack.
You see the news button right here?
I'm still looking for Uber.
This is fed from the fly.
Vendor, if you have it, shout it out. Okay, XEC reports. Dang it, stop jumping. Sorry, guys.
You're fine.
Now I'm lost. Hold on. Shake Shack reports. Oh, stop. Hold on. All right, there I am. XEC reports Q3 adjusted EPS of 91 cents on 5 revenues 582.3 million on 572.18. So a miss and a miss for XEC. Ring Central raises FY19 adjusted EPS from 77 to 79 cents on a 78. FY revenue view 888 million to 890, from 874 to 877. Consensus is 875.39. That is a nice guide up for Ring.
Yeah, so Ring will definitely be on the watch list for tomorrow.
FY19 E&D capital guidance to 1.3
beat
to 1.4
and got it up.
billion. Estimated 2019 exploration and development investment was 0.3 to 1. Okay, same and same. Everbridge sees 2019 EPS -1 to -22 on a consensus of -24. Revenues 199.9 to 200.2 million on a consensus of 198.5. So they are guiding up for EVBG. Solar Capital reports Q3 EPS of 4 cents. They are not giving me revenue numbers. Tilray is
Uber
initiated
is not
with
happy.
Gerald. CTIC, CTI Bio. One sec here. My mouse is now going crazy. Okay, Uber just came through. Uber, Q3 EPS -68. Their Q3 revenue came in at 3.81 billion on a consensus of 3.69 billion. Gotta be something in guidance because that's a beat and a beat for Uber. Shake Shack raises FY19 revenue 97 million from 585 to 590. So they are guiding up slightly for the full year. STRL, Sterling Construction, reports Q3 adjusted EPS of 37 cents, cents of 41 cents. Q3 revenue came in at 291.7 on a consensus of 280.5. So a beat and a beat for, a beat on revenues
Lyft
for
taking
Sterling,
a little bit of a
miss on EPS.
little bit of a
Ethan
hit
Allen
after hours.
reports
Not
Q1
much, but-
EPS of 35 cents on a consensus of 34 cents. Revenue 173.9 on a consensus of 175.1. ETH, that is a beat on EPS, a miss on revs. Hertz reports Q3 adjusted EPS 160 on a consensus of 147. Revenues came in at 2.8 billion on a consensus of 2.84 billion. Miss on revs, beat on EPS. Uber reports Q3 gross bookings 3.7 billion, up 29%. Shake Shack sees opening 40 to 42 new domestic operated shacks in FY20. Trade Desk initiated with an overall Stevens. PI reports Q3 adjusted EPS of 9 cents on a consensus of -1. Revenue comes in at 40.8 on a consensus of 38.2. PI, nice EPS beat. HTZ reports Q3 US RAC revenue up 2 billion. Revenue 2 billion, up 6%.
It is up $17 after hours on this camera, the smartphone app.
KMT reaffirms FY20 adjusted EPS 10 on a consensus of 181. STRL,
Wow.
Sterling sees
That is-
significant boost to 2020
that's quite the
profitability
move.
from Plateau. PI again sees Q4 EPS -3 cents to +4 cents on a consensus of -3 cents. They're estimating revenue at 37 to 39 million on a 38.42. So potential upside on EPS, basically just straddling rev.
Watch Adobe tomorrow.
Namish, can you pull up a chart on PI?
PI? Sure. What is PI?
Well, I guess it's pulling back.
It's communication
Yep.
equipment. They
Look at that,
that one has a
$20.
smaller float, about 21 million and
Almost
15%
$20.
short.
Up and down.
Oh,
That is
Okay.
crazy.
That one can definitely move just such a small float.
PXD, Pioneer Natural Q3 adjusted revenues 2.33 billion may not compare with consensus of 1.27 billion. Maxar Technology reports Q3 EPS of negative cent on a consensus of $1.06. Revenues 479 million on a 5.3. That is a serious miss on top
that's
and
not
bottom
good.
line. FPay Flex Shopper reports Q3 EPS of 4 cents on a consensus of negative 11 cents. Revenues 22.9 million on a 20.56 million. FPAY with a beat and a beat. Jack Henry, JKHY, report Q1 EPS of $1.16 on a consensus of $4. Revenues 438 million on a consensus of 420.09 million. So a beat and a beat for JKHY. DRRX Direct reports Q3 EPS of negative 1 cent on a consensus of positive 2 cents. Revenues 10.8 million on a consensus of 15.7. DRRX with a miss and a miss, decent size. Kemper KMPR reports Q3 adjusted EPS of 93 on a consensus of $1.39. Revenue came in at 1.24 billion on a consensus of 1.13 billion. So a beat and a beat for KMPR. Still waiting on Tandem, Marriott, and Groupon. And we've got a little bit of a drop coming in on the Qs. ASOL, Alpha and Omega report Q1 EPS of 10 cents, a consensus of 25 cents. Revenues came in at 117.8 on a 116.97, so a slight beat and beat. Flex Shopper raises FY19 revenue view to 115 from 112. That's for FA. THC Tenant reports Q3 EPS 58 cents on a 30. Revenues 4.57 billion on a consensus of 4.46 billion. A beat and a beat. ADUS reports Q3 adjusted EPS of 62 cents, 58 cents. Revenues 169.8 million on a consensus of 160.3. So they've got a beat and a beat. Alpha and Omega sees Q2 revenues 117 to 120 cents, 121.57. THC reports Q4 adjusted EPS 57 cents to $1.23 on consensus dollar. Q4 revenues 4.678 million to 4.878 billion on a consensus of 4.7. So a slight guide up.
All right, guys. There's a few more earnings reports I think that are still coming out. I think those are the big ones. And we do that after the close. Anytime there's earnings, we go through them, talk about if they beat or missed and how they guided and that sort of thing. And we use that, to look at what might move tomorrow. But few people left here. Anybody have any questions? Anything they want to look at? All right, y'all. No questions. I am out. I will be here in the morning. If you stop by today, I appreciate it. Maybe we'll get some more movement tomorrow, some more volume. But yeah, have a good night. And we'll